Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date with the Fortnite story. The update did drop today, the brand new content update. I'm going to be updating you guys on everything that's changed within this and kind of talking about what's going on. Well, the answer to that question is straight away, there has been no changes at all to the Fortnite map. So that is a little downside. However, we have got new information relating to the rocket, new information to who's going to be launching the rocket, and we've also got new information for exactly what's going to be happening with the future of Fortnite Battle Royale and understanding everything that can come into Fortnite to leading or towards Season 5. So let's head over to the big mountain and show you guys some little stuff before we get into this too much. I've got a bunch of different stuff to show you guys in this episode. It's going to be pretty interesting. I can't wait to show you guys exactly what's going on. The first thing I want to start off with is the countdown. Now, it has been officially confirmed that the countdown on this little circle that I'm at right now, I'll put it on screen for you guys right now. There is actually a countdown on the PlayStation servers by the looks of it this time, and there's a big countdown on this server, or on like the little glowy thing, whatever you want to call it, the hologram, for a free day and 21 hours or something like that. Now, the problem with this is we actually saw this countdown on the Switch servers a few days ago, and it just really didn't kind of tell us anything. 3 days, 21 hours from about now, when you're like watching this video on the Tuesday I've released this video. 3 days from here is going to take us roughly to the Friday, then maybe the Saturday, and I can't see Fortnite releasing anything on them 2 days. So to be honest, I don't really know what's going on with this countdown stuff, but it is pretty interesting to see exactly what's going on. Now, what else have I got to show you guys? Well, on this picture right here, we actually have a brand new render of the rocket. Something we didn't really realize. The picture on screen right now, as you can see here, is the actual render of the rocket. And I do have some better footage of this in the actual colors, but what we didn't really realize is this that we're looking at right now is the actual final rocket render. Now, this is just a 3D version of it, or kind of a 3D version. You can't exactly go all the way around because it kind of moves with you, but that's going to be the exact render of the rocket when it's actually finally built and in place. So I've got some footage from you guys on screen right now, credit down below. The actual footage is the exact rocket render that we can see here from Skin Tracker. Absolutely awesome. You can go through it and keep looking down, up and down the rocket. I'll let you guys take a little look at this as well. But while we're looking at it, what else can we actually see on this rocket? Well, I noticed there's actually a little logo on the side of the rocket. And that logo is exactly the same logo that we see with the actual Blockbuster skin himself, the Visitor. So what exactly does this mean? Well, I'll get back to this render in a moment. Let's head back over to our camera in game and show you guys some more footage relating to this, to show you guys that it's actually evidence of the Blockbuster launching the rocket. Now, we saw the screenshot for the week 8 Blockbuster challenge, or should I say the complete Blockbuster challenge, because it's not exactly week 8. I've got a video on that soon for you guys. It might already be up on the channel. Check that out if you are wondering exactly how you get access to that. But that actual loading screen will tell you guys exactly that the Blockbuster is going to be launching it, and kind of gives us a preview for week 5. And what gives us more evidence that the Blockbuster himself is going to actually be launching the rocket is when we go inside like the little kind of meteorite place. We can see the Blockbuster logo just on screen right here. That is the same logo that we see on the rocket. So this clearly gives us evidence that the Blockbuster skin, the Visitor, has actually planned the attack, and he is actually going to be launching the rocket into the sky. Now, what about the countdown and stuff? Well, we actually had theory that we'll be able to launch the rocket, which kind of can get put in place. I can't see why we can't launch the rocket. I feel like we will be able to launch it. Maybe it just flies off into space. It's just an in-game moving item. For example, the battle bus moves. It could just be simply that, and simply you just see it fly off and it makes a big loud noise. It's like we had the meteorite striking down. I assume something like that. Maybe the countdown is leading us to be able to launch the rocket ourselves. I feel like we are going to have the access and the ability to launch this rocket, because with us being able to launch this rocket, it makes pretty cool kind of in-game stuff for us, and it also makes it pretty interesting. Obviously, we had the meteors hitting the ground towards the end of Season 3 last year, or not last year, last season, and then we also had some other leaks and stuff leading up to Season 4. It's the same again from Season 4 to Season 5. I am interested in see what's going to be going on with the launch of the rocket. So what else do I want to talk about and kind of relate this to? Well, that's everything we've got so far for the leaks coming into the game. Them two things are the two major things that we have so far. We also have theories of where this rocket is going to hit and what exactly is going to happen. The one main theory that I really want to focus on, that I've read a few times in the comment section below and heard it on a few other people's videos out there as well. People are actually saying, mainly in the comment section, a lot of you guys have been commenting this one, that the rocket is going to go up and then actually fail. So we're going to have the ability, hopefully, to launch the rocket, and if we get that ability, I can't guarantee that we're going to get the ability to launch it. It might just do it randomly in the game. If you guys remember a map from Call of Duty, we got a map called Launch from Black Ops 1 that actually had a rocket that randomly launched in game, and the fire from the rocket or the fuel from it would actually kill you. Potentially, that's the sort of same sort of concept Fortnite could use in their game. Anyway, so the rocket's flown up, and we see the rocket go out to space, but then Season 5 starts, and that rocket actually fails and comes back down and hits places on the map. Who knows exactly where it's going to hit? I don't know where exactly I would assume it to hit, but we all know there's a big theory that it's going to hit Moisty Maya. Now, there has actually been a few more leaks of some army stuff, which I'm going to make a new video on entirely on it, but there are a few leaks out there relating to Moisty Maya getting turned into like an army base type thing, which kind of makes good. It makes a good sense, kind of, but it's not 100% certain if I can imagine Moisty going into an army base. I feel like there's a good chance of it because it is actually currently a giant film set. It does need to be something else, but I feel like the idea of Moisty Maya with like the moisty areas and all the swampy areas and just everything about it, I like it. I think Moisty Maya is one of my favorite places on Fortnite, and personally, I don't want them to get rid of it. Now, if they do choose to build it into an army base, which we'll talk about more in another story video coming very soon for you guys, we're going to kind of concept on the idea of I don't know, I feel like the idea of the trees and stuff should still remain there. Maybe all the water gets sucked out and maybe a base gets built around the trees, giving us access to that huge wood demand again. The good thing about Moisty Maya is you can gain access to your resources very quickly. One big thing in the community at the moment that people are talking about is the idea that resources are getting harder and harder to get, and new players are being like absolutely trashed on by resources, hence why they're reducing the amount of resources for people. The llamas, we've seen that. We've also seen less, like the amount of resources you get from trees getting reduced slightly. We've also seen a few other things in certain game modes basically stopping us from getting resources to have huge combat fights. So I get the idea of Moisty is a famous location for me to go to and gain access to a lot of wood. So destroying that probably isn't the sort of thing I want. Anyway, back onto more of the storyline. The actual rocket itself will head up into the sky, it'll explode, it'll fail, an area probably a big part of the rocket will probably hit Moisty Maya, hence an army base being built there just like we had in Dusty. And then also some of the rocket may hit some other places. For example, Tilted Towers may take a hit. Dusty, I personally believe the best location for the rocket to hit is in between Dusty and Loot Lake, allowing Loot Lake to flood even more, building a massive lake on the map, maybe even making it thinner so Loot Lake's a lot lower down, and also you can cross it with a few bridges and stuff. I think something like that would be pretty cool. Imagine this area all being flooded and joined together. It'd be like a massive water area in the middle of the map with bridges going across it and stuff. I think for a bit of time that would be cool. After a while it would get pretty annoying. A lot of people don't like Loot Lake. I personally ain't a fan. Again, it could be a bit predictable that because it's bang on in the middle of the map, but not many people have mentioned that idea. I think definitely something like that could happen. But what about the idea of Omega and Carbide coming back? Now, there was a recent rumor in the community where people were talking about the idea of the little display on inside Omega's base, whatever you want to call it. People were saying that the idea of the display on it was relating to the heroes and the villains. On here, people were actually saying this one says Carbide here. People were saying this one says Omega here. Now, from what I know from reading these, I think that's well off personally. I personally feel like this does not say Carbide at all. This one over here kind of signals Omega, but personally, it's not to me. When you zoom really close into it, let me see if I can slow down the camera and zoom right into this. Sorry about the weird grainy stuff on the screen. But yeah, we zoom right in onto this. We've got kind of Omega. I just don't see it there, the Omega. It looks like an O, M, E, and then C, and then A. So I just don't see where Omega is going to be coming there. Maybe, I don't know. It might signal Omega, and the one down here, I have no idea what this one says. But let's get away from that because it's messing up my screen. But you get the idea of it, and that's kind of a cool concept that a lot of people have been mentioning, and that kind of links back to the idea of Omega and Carbide returning. We also know the film was meant around them two characters, and we don't exactly know if them two characters are real superheroes and real villains. We personally think they are just actors, but we don't exactly know. Personally, I still believe they're actors, and I can describe why I think this. We actually saw the screenshot of them all chilling in their like camper van and stuff, and Omega didn't have his armor on. He was just there relaxed with no armor on. When he's filming, he puts his armor on and acts like he's huge and a boss and stuff. Again, the idea of that could kind of if you reverse it, it could mean that the actual acting Omega doesn't actually have armor, and the real Omega in the real world does have armor. We don't exactly know the concept of that. I'll put the 2 screenshots on screen right now that you guys can see what I mean by this. The one where they're chilling outside of the base, all drinking their cup of tea. As you can see, Omega doesn't have his armor on, but when they're inside the base, you can see that Omega does have his armor on, and in other screenshots as well, if you check them out for yourselves, Omega does also have armor on. So you've got to consider that. Is it just part of the movie scene, or is it not? I don't exactly know. I feel like, why would they introduce Omega and Carbide if they weren't going to fully introduce them into the game? If we go over to the superheroes base, we still see that standing there, and we just don't know exactly what was the point in adding this if it's not having much effect on the story. Are we missing a big obvious point here that Omega and Carbide are still superheroes and supervillains, and they could be working with the Blockbuster skin and Carbide's trying to stop it? We don't exactly know if that is the case or not. Again, the movie is revolved around Omega versus Carbide. We saw all the posters around them. But now with all like the week challenges, kind of the blockbusters kind of just stopping really, we don't exactly know if they're going to continue. We can't really predict what's going to happen next for season 5 just yet. We go into the base, there's nothing signaling on here, there's just nothing in here. It's a very quiet area, and from what I know, we're probably going to get some sort of hologram on here, or maybe it's just going to generally be the hologram that we got in the movie set. I don't know, I can't see them building this for a movie set, and same with the base over there. I just personally don't think they're there for movie sets. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Leave your comment down below what you think of this. Do you think Omega and Carbide are going to return as the actual characters, or are they just actors? Hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and once again, this is postboxpat signing out.